So this is my app. It's on the screen right here. This is what it looks like if you download it. And it's called the Just-in-Time Teaching Tools. It's an app to support technology-assisted faculty development with all learners, faculty, residents, and students. I am from medical school, New York, which is fairly new. We're in our 8th year, Zucker School of Medicine. And I also work for Northwell Health, a 23 hospital system. So what happened is I needed an app mostly because we had all these trainees and clinicians who are not formally trained or naturally skilled in teaching. We have 23 hospitals, about at least 150 training programs. We have over 3,000 faculty, and I'm only one person. So we had a lot of geographic accessibility issues, and we didn't have the ability to have clearly defined just-in-time teaching resources for our clinicians who were teaching either trainees, residents, or even junior faculty. We also wanted them to be evidence-based. We wanted, of course, everything considered teaching time constraints. We wanted everything in the moment available. And of course, people would not even know where to find them if I put them on even a public library webpage. So we came up with the idea to improve the clinical learning environment. We came up with the solution of developing an app. And originally when I developed the app idea, I was gonna put Word documents on the app. And luckily I have a great faculty coordinator assistant who said this has to look much better, and she designed all the infographics. She has become the skill maker of the infographics with the content that is given to her. So that is why everything looks like an infographic currently on the app. So what happens is somebody makes a request for a certain JiTT. Everything is related to teaching, just-in-time teaching tool. And they send us an email, or they call me or send me a Word document and say, I want this content on an app for teaching. We take the content they give us. And as I said, my coordinator creates this in Canva, which is a program that she used to make infographics. I insist they give me a title, section headings, and a supporting evidence-based article about the teaching of this concept, as well as one review question, because the app does have review questions if people want to use it as a teaching tool itself. We draft the JiTT in an infographic style. We send it back to the person who requested it. It takes about a week back and forth. They approve the infographics. We change things, content, different things, about a week. I finalize all JiTTs, and when the JiTT is final, I make sure the title reflects teaching and make sure the article they've selected is accurate for teaching, and that the review question is also accurate. And then it goes up on the app as a final JiTT into categories. So right now we have 16 categories viewable on the homepage of the app. There's 16 different categories. And each category contains many JiTTs. And then the 3 diagrams that are here are the categories, the JiTTs that are underneath the category, and then an example of a JiTT infographic that's opened on bedside teaching, a directed observation technique. Once again, this is in the Apple Store and Google Play as JiTT infographics, and it is 100% free, open access educational resource. In the foundational ones are all the ones that I've created. There are 14 foundational teaching tips currently, and all these skills are applicable to any teaching environment. It doesn't matter where, so I call them foundational. And all of these have evidence-based articles for sure, and they also have an added feature of a podcast. So all the foundational ones I've created podcasts. There's a little audio at the bottom here that you link, and it's a voiceover of what's the content of the app and of the JiTT, excuse me, and how to apply it in the clinical setting. So the reason I did that is some residents asked, or trainees asked, for it to be verbal because they want to listen to it on their commute to work. And if they're driving, they can't look at it and read it, so they wanted it verbal. So only the 14 foundational have the audio file. I'm in the process of adding evidence-based literature to every JiTT. Right now, it's only definitively on the foundational, but all of them are getting it And on my website, my faculty development website at Zucker School of Medicine, I do have a document that lists all the evidence-based articles for every single JIT, and we're in the process of uploading the links to each JIT. Of course, use of the JIT is very important. There are analytics behind it, and as you can see, it's very popular in the United States, but also in Canada and United Kingdom as English-speaking countries, and I'm very excited non-English-speaking countries are using it as well. And I'm in the process of a very, very serious conversation with a medical school in Berlin, and they will be converting the app to German, which will be able to be used in the Netherlands and Austria and of course, Germany. So that is a serious conversation that's happening right now. The use of the app has gone up progressively since it was launched in January. It's quite new, and we are tracking the usage of the downloads of the app. In addition, we're able to track which categories are open the most, and we're able to track which JITs in the categories. So classroom teaching, medicine is the most opened of them in the top 3 here. And then when you look at individual JITs, bedside teaching, I have 2 different skills there. And questioning, these are foundational JITs that are most downloaded so far. And then growth mindset, which is under classroom teaching, is another highly used one. These are all individually downloadable as PDFs. I do have a survey at the end of the app, and I want feedback on how it's used. And so far, the satisfaction data has been overall very, very positive. I am adding a new survey to the app, and that will be a post-usage survey where you'll actually give me actual feedback on a JIT that you used and how did that go. So there'll be 2 surveys, just general satisfaction and then a post-usage. All of these are anonymous because I don't want any issues where people feel they have to identify themselves to the public. So all of these are anonymous surveys, but of course you're able to contact me. My contact information is on the app. If you open Contact Us, it goes right to my email and you can contact me and ask me any questions. I am making a webinar right now, and it's going to be uploaded to the app within a week on how to use the JIT, literally how to use it and how to take it into a pre-huddle conversation, foundational teaching, bring up a subspecialty teaching, and then of course, how to use the feedback one. People have asked for this webinar on how to use it. I do have an article published on the JIT in MedEd Publish, and some new categories of JITs will be added in the future, one on professionalism. I just added one on social justice and research. I am looking to create new infographics and collaborate with anybody. That's one of the questions on the feedback survey. Do you want to collaborate? And I'm also looking forward to collaborating with other institutions like I am with Germany. And of course, the webinar will help people to actually use it in the settings that they're in. I must thank everybody in my team. This is not an alone effort, and I really appreciate all their support. And this is a logo that we've created. Here's my Twitter and email, phone number, and how to reach me. So thank you for this opportunity to speak to this wonderful faculty development conference. I have great admiration for Teresa Chen, and her inviting me was a very big honor. Thank you.